Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how amazing it is to be back with you today. I can't tell you how much of an honor it is to be back with you today. A couple of days until Christmas time. And you know what? I see the tides of the seas. I see the winds of the world. I see the elements of the nature of the season starting to change. I can see in this metaphysical, metaphorical, spiritual gender war that we speak about that people are starting to change. And I'm going to point out the elephant in the room, but I just want to thank you for writing it out with me. Pause moment there. Not even a pause moment. I don't need to say pause anymore. Who cares? Anybody, I don't care who you are. You're good here. I love you. I just want you to know that I love you. I really do. Thank you so much for reaching out. Everybody that reaches out, emails, sends show ideas, yada, yada, yada. I appreciate that so much, especially right now. Hey, my laptop fan is loud. It's okay. I'm going to turn it down in 1 second. I hope you enjoyed your day. And if you didn't enjoy your day, I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. Now, I do want to go ahead and preface this live stream with another message, and that this is going to be extremely graphic in content, I guess you could say, in language specifically. And we're going to try not to get too crazy because we want to keep things nice and light and peaceful. But there is a reason why I'm doing this, and it is to start to kind of roll into the new year as we wrap up this year's topics of conversation as they pertain to the gender and the dating war. So welcome back to the Truth Seekers Live podcast. It's almost Christmas time, so that means that we have a lot of new seasons and things like that to talk about. Before we get to the seasons, however, we need to make sure that we go ahead and talk about our national holidays. Today is National Cookie Exchange Day. If you know somebody, then exchange some cookies with somebody. Some of you are going to take that in a different way than others. It does not matter to me. Just do so responsibly. It's also Forefathers Day. Some of y'all might take this a bit more differently than others as well. Every year, the anniversary of the first Pilgrims landing on the shores of North America is observed. I do not want to continue. Yes, people know my name already. It's also Mathematics Day today. India is celebrating this. To some of our surprise, maybe not to some. National Date Nut Bread Day. I don't know if anybody's had date nut bread. If you have, you're probably the only person in the world to celebrate this right now. It's also National Short Person Day. I used to have a friend in middle school. And back in the day, if you don't know, if you're a 90s kid, an 80s kid, if you were a 90s, 80s, 70s kid and below, you used to communicate in school with notes, these things that you used to write on pieces of paper with pens and pencils and things like that. You'd form words, and certain people had certain code words, and you had certain code words for describing certain things. And the shortest kid in the class, we had numbers to describe guys, right? So I was number 7, and he was number 0.5. Right. So he found out one day his code word was 0.5, or his number was 0.5, and he was very upset. I want to bring this special news article to you. I don't know if I actually talked about this beforehand, but I thought this was fascinating enough that we might just go ahead and cover it again. And so if I didn't, Will Smith, and this happened a couple weeks ago, this is actually in November last month, says he borrowed $10,000 from a drug dealer after he went broke for not paying taxes. So apparently Smith once borrowed $10,000 from a friend who was a drug dealer after racking up a tax debt. Smith said he sold everything and moved to L.A. after receiving the money. All right, so that guy, $10,000 loan from a drug dealer, could be responsible for what is arguably one of the greatest talents on screen in the history of mankind. Listen, I just got back from seeing The Matrix. I don't know if you're a Matrix fan. If you're, once again, a 90s, 80s, and below kid, 70s and 60s, you'll love The Matrix. And you might even remember when you saw The Matrix for the first time in theaters. It was a pretty trippy experience as I got to looking on the Reddit boards and searching around and things of that nature. And I went to go see the last Matrix movie. It was not good. All right. It was not good. Let me check the comments before I get too ahead of myself and make sure that y'all can actually hear me. All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Y'all can hear me. Okay. Yeah. The bread looks good. 76 people watching. We're moving into our latest. I'm sorry, not the latest, but the latest, not the latest news. Anyways, family of 7 was killed by gas poisoning while sleeping in Minnesota. This happened on Sunday. 4 adults and 3 children, this is crazy, were found dead in a Minnesota home Saturday night in a suspected gas poisoning accident said to happen as they slept. Although police have not confirmed their identities of the death, Noticias Digital Honduras reported that Belín Humberto Hernandez, Elder Noah Hernandez, Brenin Favela Hernandez, Mike Bradley Hernandez, Erleras Mariela, Marlene Dor, and Marbeli Hernandez all died in their sleep. The family, comprising a mom, dad, 3 kids, an aunt, and a niece, are said to have succumbed to gas poisoning, although further details about the tragedy have yet to emerge. Authorities did reveal there are no forcible signs of entry and things of that nature. Horrible tragedy. I just wanted to bring that story to y'all because, as you do gather with family and things of that nature, hey, one of y'all check the gas monitors, check the fire alarms, make sure everything's working because things like that happen, all right? Let's go ahead and end the news on a light note. Maybe this isn't a light note. A group of 250 monkeys. A group of monkeys killed over 250 dogs for revenge killing. I don't know if I talked about this either. If I did, then, oh well, just act like it's a news story. A group of monkeys in a small town in India took revenge on a local dog population this month by throwing them off the tops of buildings and trees. It is reported, this is crazy. It is reported that the monkeys have killed about 250 pups in the process and are now targeting villagers. The monkeys, located in Majalagon, India, started the rampage after some of the dogs allegedly killed an infant monkey. News 18 reported that when the monkeys see a dog approach, they catch them and throw them from a significant height to the ground. Nature is scary. Why are we talking about Minister Jap today? Minister Jap is another proponent or another very big cog in this gender war. Minister Jap is a YouTuber who has, and this is going to be a volume warning there you go, 45,000 subscribers. This is pretty much what his channel is all about. It's talking about black women, specifically the dangers of marrying the modern day black women, the results of being a promiscuous black woman. Black women are not ready to compete with white women. Black women degrees does not arouse me. Black women have nothing to offer. You know, Black Men Part 2, the embarrassment of marrying a hoe, the botched black women, things of that nature. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into graphic content and language warnings today. We're going to keep things as respectful as possible, but due to the person that we're talking about, that is not possible because we have to cover some of the content that comes out of his mouth. However, before we get into that, I want to name one thing, and I want to name one content creator. That is the Roommates. The Roommates recently made a video that I saw. I don't know who I saw this video or what channel I saw this video on. The name of this video was this: Women Are Not the Problem, but this sure is. Let's take a couple seconds to watch this before we get into the discussion at hand. Tides are changing, ladies and gentlemen, and make no mistake, you were the first to hear or to see the new message. But once again, let's take a listen. I forgot. I don't have the volume up on my OBS, so one second. Why am I showing you this again? I'm showing you this because this is the first. The Roommates are the first of the new group of men who are going to start holding men accountable now. That's the new wave. The new wave is going to be to hold men accountable, all right? We were the first, essentially, but the Roommates will be the first now at the mainstream level to do that. Fascinating stuff here, so let's check this out.
No one's denying that, but what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What have you done this year? Have you been able to save money? Have you been able to get emotionally healthy? Have you been able to get in your best health possible? Have you tapped into your masculinity? Have you found a community of excellent men? What have you done? Stop telling me what the women have done. My question to you, man to freaking man, is what have you done?
We're going to be covering this in the next live stream because this is what the new cash grab and the new money grab is going to be. Although I actually don't mind this message at all, I just thought that it was particularly interesting timing that we start to see something like this happen, and it will continue to happen. That's going to be the new message, and I think that Abba and Preach turning the tides on Fresh and Fit is why that's starting to happen now. Guys are going to start to wake up and realize that not only the pickup artists or the masculine frame guys that they're following, losers essentially, that are just doing the same thing that they're preaching to their audience not to do, but they're just not good people, and they're not people that you'd want to follow to gain any type of skills or qualities or experience or knowledge in life. You're not going to get anywhere doing that or with anything. And I think that's going to be the new next year renaissance of guys waking up and realizing that, oh, I got to make myself better. That's actually what's going to solve my problems instead of complaining and crying all day about women. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, right? Eventually their message is going to start to fall in line more with our message. And as that starts to happen, then we're going to start to see more interactions and more civil conversations with men and women on our page. Not like what you're getting ready to see here in the next few seconds. Once again, this is going to be a language warning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and dive into this topic at hand. Minister Jap. Minister Jap is a YouTuber. He was at this Manosphere conference, and he talks routinely very horribly about women and black women specifically. But Minister Jap is very contradicting and polarizing because like a lot of the guys in the Manosphere, what he represents on paper and in real life, or what he represents on the internet in real life, are two very different things. Now, I'm not going into a full-on expose. I don't dox people on this channel. I don't put out court documents. I don't do anything of that nature because I don't play those types of games, right? I know that internet and real life can have very similar paths to cross if need be. And so I don't do that thing online, right? But what I will do is take online what he said, bring that to your knowledge, to the forefront of your frontal cortex, and for you to think about in gathering what we're saying here and what we're seeing here and what we've been saying all this year and kind of what we'll be going in the near future in the next new year, right? And so I want to kind of wrap up the year with looking at this type of message. And this is a really extreme message, but once again, I'm doing this for a reason, and it'll make sense in a little bit. Let's listen to a little bit of Minister Jap. And I know that obviously he's playing on the church term, which is a horrible thing here, right? As if it's not blasphemous enough, let's just listen to a little bit. Once again, language warning.
And we have to stop feeling sorry for fat bitches. They are disqualified. Fat bitches, listen, fat bitches don't have the right to talk about the economy, talk about white supremacy. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Nothing important. I don't want to hear nothing. Bitch, you can't put the cheeseburgers, the guy rolls down.
All right. So obviously this isn't going to be a live stream that's monetized here, right? Now, what Minister Jap is trying to do is trying to, I guess, tell women that they have to, measure up to a certain standard, right? If you are a woman, you don't have the ability to say or do certain things because you just do not add or measure up to that standard, right? And so he's talking about women who are overweight because this is obviously one of the things that a lot of guys talk about. It's the women are overweight. All the women are overweight.
All right, shout out to my man.
Right? So, but I want to show you something. Now, obviously, what he was speaking about is something that both genders can face issues with, which is their weight. And moreover, so men have more testosterone, as I was kind of explained by women, which makes it easier for us to lose weight. And it's very true. It's harder for women to lose weight. So even biologically, there's less of an excuse for men not to lose weight. But once again, going by just his weight explanation, if we're just looking at the guys that were gathered around in the Manosphere as they started, having great conversation with each other and things of that nature, 2 out of 4 are already overweight in this discussion right here, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with anybody being overweight, but as we continue to kind of listen to Minister Jap and listen to the way that this man explains, talks, I guess you can say even just, I don't even want to say that word, but vomits out such horrid rhetoric. As you start to listen to what he says, I want you to kind of observe the guys that support the message around him and what they say and things of that nature as well, okay? Because what you're going to start to see is that a lot of the guys that are saying these types of horrible things online that are really starting to catch your feelings, making you feel like you are really getting past the wall, making you feel like you really are running out of time, making you feel like there really is nobody that wants to date you, making you feel like you really are damaged goods or whatever it might be. Whenever you start to get into those places, I need you to just stop for a second and realize that these are the guys that you're looking at right here that are talking about you. These are the guys that are showing up in mass hysteria online, okay? These are the guys that are sitting back on their computers talking about you're going to be single forever. When in reality, most of y'all wouldn't want these types of guys to begin with. And so I want to kind of go back to why I'm talking about this and why I'm really covering this mass extreme right here and why I'm even starting to get away from the extremes myself. And that's because in real life and offline, if we were to measure up these content creators by what they say, who they are, and I heard Uppity Unicorn explain this so perfectly, if we were to measure up content creators based off of who they are, what they say, what they stand for offline, they wouldn't be even a figment of their imagination in comparison to their online persona. You see these guys online will talk a big, crazy game. They'll call black women B words. They'll call you German shepherds. They'll say this, they'll say that. They'll be online saying all kinds of crazy stuff for 3, 4, 5 hours on end. But when you finally get in somebody's face or when you're finally in person with somebody, I don't hear Minister Jap out here in the hotel lobby talking about black B words or black this or black that or black this or talking all crazy or all loud or whatever it might be. I hear them sitting nice and cordial, nice and relaxed, nice this and that. You know why? Because they know that inside of that element that they're in, they can't act that way. It's only inside of their own foolish circus that they get the opportunity to act that way. But you see, offline in real life, they don't have the ability to act that way as much as they do online. Now, can they still rile up and get crazy off scenes? Yeah, obviously, offline things obviously still do happen. We have a crisis of black women being killed right now every 6 hours, right? Black Femicide America on Instagram. Make sure you follow her. As depressing as that is, it's very depressing. There is definitely something going on offline, absolutely. But what I don't want you to do is to start becoming depressed based off of the people that offline are not who they claim to be online. Are there bad people offline? Absolutely, right? Is Minister Jap a terrible, horrible, bad seed and just an evil, complete, absolute lunatic of a person? Absolutely. Has he spawned lots of horrible lunatics of a person? Absolutely. But who is Minister Jap? What exactly is Minister Jap? What does Minister Jap stand for? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a listen. Let's take a look. Let's take a dive into Minister Jap's network because that's what he has. He has a network. And so what I did was I went ahead and I just went to his YouTube page and I do what I always do. I just click on the links just to see what the links are looking like right here, right? So let's look at the Facebook page. The Facebook page isn't available right now, all right? Facebook page not available, all right? So, hey, whatever. Maybe we'll just kind of give that a pass for now, right? No Facebook page. He has another Facebook page. This Facebook page isn't available either. All right. Of course, the PayPal, I'm sure, works. Twitter, let's see if Twitter works. Street Ordained Minister. So he does have a little active Twitter. Let's check out his website really quickly. Let's see what ministerjap.com looks like. Ministerjap.com. All right. He's got a website. That's nice. That's good. The Pulpit Podcast. 3 episodes. Okay. Got 3 episodes on the Pulpit Podcast. Let's see. Next, I guess. All right. So the episodes are from 2018. I'm not about to buy an episode from 2018. That's good, though. At least he has a website. Congratulations to him for having a website. Patreon, Cash App. All right. Minister Jap, let's see, has become an internet sensation with his harsh delivery and witty perspective of different topic dealing with black people. Raised on the south side of Chicagoland area, Jap learned a lot of dealing with the streets, corporations, relationships, and etc. Jap takes his personal experiences and assesses them and offers the masses game and knowledge so that they can make chess moves in life. These autobiographies, you know that they type them themselves because they're just hilarious when you start to like read them based off of what they say themselves online on their podcast. Jap's main focus is educating black women on the importance of marrying before they have children. Oh, well, I think that's a very arguable bio right there. All right, very arguable bio. Let's listen to a little bit more of what Jap is saying. I'm going to read some of your comments for 1 second before I get back to my notes here. All right. Because we have some things to talk about. So welcome in. Make sure you like on the way in. Welcome in. We have some things to talk about. We're still talking about the Manosphere today. We're still talking about the Manosphere. All right. Now, I know in the last live stream, not the last live stream, but the one beforehand, I spoke very briefly on a topic, and I know a lot of you were kind of confused. You were like, what exactly are you going to say about this, Jonathan? What could you possibly have to add about this discussion? All right. Or to this discussion. All right. So I'm going to play something really quickly for you. Let's take a listen here.
Feel like a queen instead of being a goddamn queen. What's a queen?
That's right. That's an organ you hear. Absolutely. That's why he named himself Minister Jap. His congregation, as he calls it, is called the church. Clever, I might say. Blasphemous as hell.
Without a king. A lonely bitch.
All right. So he said, what's a queen without a king, right? A lonely B word. Now keep in mind the guys that's saying this right now, right? Keep in mind the guys that you just saw, right?
You will never be a queen without a king. Are you king ready? Your conduct, your promiscuousness, is that something that we should value?
Yo, this nigga's stone cold crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I'm trying to find this part, which I cannot find right now. I thought it was in my notes, but I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, I found it. Here he is. Yo, this dude's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. This dude is crazy. But once again, this is YouTube, right? You can say the craziest stuff ever and just kind of get away with it because that is what it is. So let me play this clip, the clip I meant to play, and then I'll play something right after for you. All right. I don't know where this show came from or whatever it might be, but this guy here, I believe, is a gay man, and Minister Jap doesn't like this, right?
Look at this sultry nigga. This nigga's savory. Get your sweet ass out of here. You savory bastard. You know? And it's always these savory niggas that validate these ugly assholes.
So we've talked about in detail the defense that black women have had for gay men, right? And it's always been a very interesting relationship because we've known that gay men have had a very tough time in the black community. They've had a very tough time in America, period, but particularly in the black community. I mean, you're talking about a very marginalized group of people, right? It's arguably more so some than others, right? Well, I don't even want to say that because I can get into some trouble, but it's understandable, and we've talked about to some extent, not as much as I think some people would like that we talk about. I think that a good group of people would like that we talk about, and so forgive me on that front there, but I think that we do need to talk about more gay men and the backlash they do face by straight black men in the community. But why I'm playing this to you is because this continues to go on, and so I don't want to keep showing or playing bashing words towards a group of people, because that's just ignorant hatred, and there's no point in that. You can understand what he does for the rest of the time, but I do want to bring to light the contradictions that we see from Minister Jap and things of that nature. And so I have another video here, and I'm not assuming anybody's gender. I don't care what anybody's gender or sexual orientation is. That doesn't matter to me at all. We need to be past that as a people, but that matters to a lot of people. So if that matters to you, then don't take offense to that. If it doesn't matter to you, then whatever it might be, right? But in my opinion, there are content creators that are arguably and pretty clearly, allegedly gay, and there's nothing wrong, once again, with that. It doesn't matter. But what I do have a problem with is people and content creators and males out there kowtowing to men like Kevin Samuels or the lead attorney, which everybody in their right mind can see are arguably gay men. And there's, once again, nothing wrong with being a gay man. There's nothing wrong with being anybody, period. But there's the big problem here is the contradiction and the blatant disrespect towards the gay community in this case, for just completely sweeping everything you say about gay people under the rug when you have the opportunity to work with a potentially or allegedly gay or homosexual content creator. In this case, like you see Minister Jap doing here. Minister Jap was on a panel with Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels is obviously Kevin Samuels, right? But let's listen to the way and the energy that the conversation transpired between Minister Jap and Kevin Samuels. It's arguably completely different, right?
You tonight.
This nigga, man.
Now.
All right, hey, so church check in. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga's happy
man,
as hell.
It's been long overdue. Me and this brother, man, we've been chopping it behind the scenes for a long time.
Me and this brother, man. That's a good brother right here, man. That's a good brother. You know, he's shit. That's a good one, man. And he's an awesome man. He's an awesome man. My phone volume is on. I didn't even know that.
It's for a long time. A lot of people don't know. We should have been hit the record button on a lot of our conversations, man. really putting it together the right way. But I got my man Kevin Samuels in the building. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up to the people, bro.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, so check it out. Kev been following this shit ever since I was cooking old.
Right. We've seen the lead attorney kind of grow really quickly. And once again, I don't know anybody's sexual orientation. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just assuming. People say I'm gay. It doesn't matter. I don't care if people say I'm gay. It doesn't bother. It doesn't bother me at all. Well, why would it bother me? I don't care. Right? What bothers me is, once again, the blatant contradiction. It's not a problem if you're gay, if you're Kevin Samuels, because you're hating black women. That's not a problem. And you know what's even worse than that? If Kevin Samuels truly was gay, he would put aside any insult or remark that Minister Jap said about him, because they're on the same team bashing black women. That cash cow is good enough to where, you know what? I know we had our differences. I know that you might have said something that, to my essence, to my core, is the utmost of disrespect. But you know what? You know what I also know? I know that cash is green. And I know that YouTube pays. So we can put that in the past for now. And I'm just gonna act like you didn't hear that. I'm just gonna act like I don't I don't know the entire black manosphere truly does have a problem with black males who are gay. Right? You can push that aside. If it's for hating black women, we'll push that aside. Not a problem. Right? It's very interesting. Well, once again, this is content creators here. This is the way that the dating sphere, the gender war goes, right? You get in where you fit in, pay to play, or play to pay. right? One way or the other, you're going to get in and you got to play the game. This is what these guys do. They'll spit a big game, talk a big game, but offline it means nothing. I see people threatening people online, people doing all this other different types of stuff offline, online. I'm like, what is this, man? What exactly is this? You know, because I did have a mission, right? I did have a mission. I legitimately believed in everything that I'm saying, everything that I said, right? I do. If I say it, I believe it, 1,000%, right? And so now I see that I'm actually trying to be a part of the solution, right? I see that I'm actually trying to be the progressive movement to go forward in this gender war, because I don't want people getting effed up in this gender war. I don't want women getting messed up and having a messed up mindset because they see somebody like a Minister Jap, right? Because they see somebody like a Kevin Samuels, because they see somebody like, I don't know, whatever divester leader who's telling you to I don't know, do voodoo and murder men in your mind so you can make yourself a better person, right? I see that people are being led off of each and every individual cliff. It's just a matter of picking whichever cliff you want to run off the ledge of, right? It's like, oh, you know what? I like that cliff over there because the water looks a little bit, I don't know, clearer, more blue. I'm going to go jump off of that cliff. But you're jumping off of a cliff nonetheless, right? I see everybody running in their own directions. I'm saying, you know what? I don't know if I really want to do this whole gender war thing anymore. This whole gender war thing is just really crazy, right? And I think by nature of my channel, it's going to be the gender war. It's going to be these types of conversations. It's going to be this types of dialogue and discussion. But more than that, it's going to be even going forward, breaking down and approaching how to not only get through the gender war, but to eventually kind of rid the gender war of a conversation for even happening in the first place. So when I initially started, I started to set the Manosphere on fire. I started to make sure that the Manosphere was tore down, right? We started a year and a half ago. By that time, Donovan Sharp and 21 Studios have fallen out. I mean, the Manosphere is just crazy right now, right? The Manosphere is ridiculous right now. Just type in Manosphere, you'll see more bad than good. Manosphere guys are leaving the Manosphere. Dudes don't want to be a part of the Manosphere anymore. You know, guys are creating new Manosphere names. Guys are creating different color pills. The Manosphere is starting to change their message now to where they're going to start holding guys accountable. So it's not just the roommates that I've seen that are starting to have this Manosphere renaissance now. It's other channels that I'm starting to see wake up to this. Oh, we need to start holding the guys accountable. Guys, y'all the problem. And so that's not going to be that'll still be my message going forward. But my new message now is going to be really getting to the crux of the gender war. Right? Really getting to the crux of the gender war. And so we're going to start attacking the gender war now. And you're saying, what do you mean you've been attacking the gender war? Not necessarily. We've to some extent been, I guess some would say, instigating the gender war a little bit, right? And I know I can be honest here. I'm honest, right? And some of the titles that I have, you know, black men, are love being the most uneducated, or black men, or whatever it might be. Black men are terrible leaders, right? I understand. Obviously, when they get into the live stream, they hear and they're like, oh, you know what? This is actually a pretty good live stream. And some of them are still pissed at me, but I understand and I see how that can be a bit instigative. And so I'm going to switch that over, and it's still, you know, shock title-ish. It's still going to be a little bit grabby, but not as much so. Conversation is still going to be there, but just a different tweak, okay? So I know y'all hate when I change things on the channel. Don't hate it. Just stick around, and I promise you're going to enjoy the content, all right? It's getting ready to get good. By the way, we have an interview tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but you're going to want to check out this interview, okay? I want to say a few things for the guest that's coming tomorrow in the studio. He will be here in the studio. We're going to try and have a really respectful conversation, okay? If you come onto the panel tomorrow, then try and ask respectful questions, okay? You'll see the style that we're kind of taking the interview. This isn't to bash anybody, right? Because I see and I know that it can be fun to bash people, and I get it. It's fun making fun of people. I get it. When it's live, it's just a bit different. And also, we have to be careful because the people that we're speaking to are a wider range of characters, okay? So not just tomorrow, but every day coming up after. Let's just try and be, I know y'all are awesome, good people here. And we want to show people how good we are. I know, like, I'm talking to y'all like I'm a teacher, right? Like y'all are my students. We want to show them how good we are, right? So no running, hold hands in line, right? I never had anybody to hold hands with in the back of the line because I was always last in line. I was a damn Wilson, man. It's tough, Let me see if I can get back here. Let's listen to a bit more. I'm curious here.
411.
Okay. And what city was this?
Dallas, Houston, Dallas, New York City.
Okay.
But this is any city. And then Then
All right, I'm a bit bored of that. So let me see where I'm at in my notes right here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the super chats. Yo, YouTube live streaming. Okay, here are the super chats. $3 super chat from Sweet Onyx. Thank you for the sweet $3 super sticker. $10 organic black super chat. Organic black in the building again. Minister Jap is the one who started calling black women German shepherds. Absolutely, I've definitely heard him say that. And Mud says, "Oh no, I might have to click off of this guy. I've had enough Manosphere garbage lately, making my cortisol levels act up." Absolutely, and that's kind of why I'm covering this. And I'm not going to talk about it on at length today, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention because my ultimate goal, once again, is to start to deplatform the message. And so here's the thinking behind it. Here's ultimately why I say this. I was listening to, who was I listening to a second ago? Who was I listening to? Crap. I think it was Lexus Exodus. I was listening to Lexus a second ago, right? And I read a comment or something along that lines that said that the reason why Kevin got so popular is because there were a lot of women who were calling into the show. There were a lot of women calling in, and because women were calling in, guys were able to see the bashing that they wanted, right? They were able to see the bloodshed that they wanted, right? They were able to get that response or get their rocks off by seeing women get destroyed by Kevin. And they could all be in the chat room with them at the same time. So it was a win-win-win-win-win situation for all the guys, and it was a lose-lose-lose for the girls, right? Because not only were they losing by getting emotionally tortured online, but they were losing because they were promoting the show because they're there. Anytime women are on a show when it comes down to dating and gender, if you have women on a live stream and you're talking about dating or pickup or red pill or politics, even if you just have women, period, and you're driving race cars or you're fishing, right? There are going to be more people who watch because women just have more viewership pull than men do, especially women who are attractive, right? And so the show without women wouldn't have gotten to the point where it is now. And the same thing can be said for a lot of these dating shows like the Fresh and Fit podcast, right? Without the women being there, guys don't watch. And that's why you see the videos that are about real estate and the videos that are actually about trying to help guys not doing that well because there's no women in them. There's no point to watch them for these guys because once again, they're not trying to become better guys. So my logic and my thinking behind it is that if we start to withdraw, like Lexus or one of her subscribers said, if you start to withdraw the viewership from these types of spaces from the women's viewership from these types of spaces, I think naturally guys will start to kind of follow because it loses somewhat the effectiveness of their message, but not just the viewership from their spaces. If you start to give them less importance as well. What do I mean by this? I don't know. What's an example of you not treating something as important and then it kind of leaves you alone? Maybe it's a bully or something like that. I don't know. Maybe a bully just takes you hitting them in the face. So maybe it's a bad example. Let's just say a bully comes to mess with you and he's like, "Give me your lunch," right? And you're like, "Oh, here you go," right? Or just, I don't know, whatever it might be. And you make it seem like it's not important to you or like it doesn't bother you. Well, psychologically in his mind, he might not get enjoyment out of that. So if he doesn't get enjoyment out of it, then he might not do it next time. That's just kind of a basic psychological way of thinking about it. But more so than that, what it does is it takes the power away from them being able to torture you. When you take the power away from them being able to torture you, not only do they not have the power to torture you, but they don't torture you anymore, right? So they don't have their power to torture you, but you're not tortured. So your emotional state is better, right? And you're actually doing better, right? And so I'm not saying that to say that there's not a need for divestment talk to continue. There obviously is a huge need for divestment talk to continue. I'm not saying there's not a need for all of these people to do exactly what they're doing because that's their prerogative to do whatever they want to do. However, I see going forward, the best thing for the viewers or the primary viewers of this channel is good mental space going forward. New year, new mental space, new you, right? In the new year, start to limit the Manosphere content that you listen to. Stop watching Kevin Scamios. Stop watching this guy. Stop watching Coach Greg Adams. Stop watching Donovan Sharp. Stop watching the Red Pill stuff. Stop watching the Manosphere stuff. Stop watching all of that. All right. Stop watching all the destroying content creators or all the destructive content creators. That's words that come out of their mouth are just specifically used for hatred. Around this time of year, you should not be watching Kevin Scamios or you should not be watching extreme divestment content. Around this type of year, you should not be watching extreme radicalized content, period. It should be a little bit more lighter time of year, right? This should be a little bit more happy. You should be traveling. It should be a bit more festive, right? And so we have streams that we're getting ready to do a little bit closer to Christmas. There'll be fun hanging out streams. You'll probably see me in a different setting. thing, maybe even at the family's house, whatever it might be, right? And so you're going to see just a different type of setting, right? You don't want to constantly be, but if you're right now getting ready to leave my live stream and then go listen to the most radical type or go listen to what I'm trying to figure out and what I'm talking about right now, you're doing yourself more harm than good, right? You're doing yourself more harm than good because A, you're driving the numbers of their channels up, but B, you're going to keep driving the insanity, or you're going to keep driving the unbalanced emotional state of yours up as well. And that's not what we want to do. So going forward, I'll be able to bring you content based off of these guys' ideas and perspectives. They're going to be in the form of interviews. I'll be able to cover sometimes every so often, every once in a while, a different Manosphere content creator, and we'll talk about how crazy or the latest crazy, illogical, twisted happenings that goes on in their little ridiculous world of theirs, right? We'll cover it for sure. My content's not going to change too much. This is more, this live stream's message is more based off and geared on you refocusing this next year for yourself, because make no mistake about it, time absolutely is passing, right? Time is passing, time is moving on. And so in that happening, I want you to go forward and be the best person that you can be. And the best way to be the best person that you can be is to start surrounding yourself, start taking in the content that's going to cause you to grow, right? That's not going to cause you to hate people, right? Start taking in the content that's going to cause you to become more wise, right? That's not going to cause you to want to tear people down or to start drama with people, because people that are going on to be successful in America have conversations based off of ideas or events or future dated topics or things of that nature. People who are just going to stick around in the bottom quintile, in the bottom median, in the bottom are the people that talk about drama. They're the people that talk about violence. They're the people that talk about things that don't mean anything in generational, right? Generational context. Right? And so we want to mean something in generational context. We want to have some kind of solution. We want to have some kind of hope to everything going on. And we want to be real about everything as well. And so in keeping in light, or in keeping in truth with that message of being real and honest, yes, time absolutely is passing, but don't give losers, don't give hatred, don't give evilness any of the time that you have passing. Utilize every second that you have to grow and make yourself a better person. So start to limit that content that you know is going to do more destruction than it is harm. I know it's probably fun listening to your favorite content creators say certain things about certain people. I absolutely know that you probably get a blast and a row out of it. I understand that it could be seen as entertainment. I get all of that. But in the same way that you want to try and disparage black men for listening to rap music, even though they claim it's entertainment, whilst they go riding down or copying that new Draco, because Dracos are selling at record highs now that rappers are rapping about them. Yo, the price of a micro Draco right now is like $2,500. 4 years ago, a micro Draco was like $500 or $600. It's $2,500 now because everybody's rapping about Dracos. So, yes, the same way you want to acknowledge that, hey, this does influence you as a black man. Yes, rap, the same way I acknowledge rap absolutely influences you as a black man. We have to, once again, be completely honest and understanding that, yes, hey, time is moving by for everybody, for ourselves as well, ladies and men. In doing so, we need to move more efficiently. We need to tidy up a bit. We need to tighten up a bit, right? I need to tighten up a bit. I'm tightening up a bit, trying to get things squared away, trying to get you in a better train of thought, right? Hatred, and like our commenter said before, I'm tired of watching the Manosphere stuff all the time. That shit is draining, man. That shit is draining. I get drained making it. Now, I can make this content forever because I'm okay. I can do this, right? But this is draining to constantly watch this, constantly. I know you have to watch it already out there, and I want you to come here and always have to watch it. So it'll be switching, but the content's still going to be fire, all right? Still going to be fire. Trust me with it. Glad you're staying. I just wanted to say that, and that's why I'm making this live stream, okay? So, yeah, we're talking about Minister Jap, all right? But Minister Jap is just a conduit, if you will. Right? He's just a tool. He's just an example. Something that can be used for many other types of guys like him to spew the same message that he has, right? Thank you, Bullets Gotti, for sharing the show. Let's see what else I missed in the live stream. 141 people watching this right now. So good to see you all in the live chat in the building. I'm going to read some comments really quickly. Merry Christmas to you. All around the nation, Merry Christmas to you. It's 11 p.m. on the dot in the great, bright, hot state of Texas. It is hot. It's a little cool right now. A little hot, but, can't complain. 55, 65 degrees in Texas in December. What can you complain about, right? Life is good. I was having a crisis earlier. I was having a crisis. I'm messing with my microphone a lot today. So we have the TMHC TMHC is in the building. Shui Celeste is in the building. Jerome Celeste in the building. We still don't know what TMHC stands for. I don't know what it stands for. If you want to go ahead and help us out. Shui says it is. The gender war crap seeps into our subconscious and affects us in subtle ways at first. Then it escalates into full-blown hatred. That's the same thing that happened to me as well. Thank you, Swiss Toast. Swiss Toast is somebody I play video games with. He's watching, and he sent me a message on my video game app on my computer. So it popped up. Y'all might have heard that. I see you, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah, this gender war thing, man. Hey, listen, I get it, but I understand there's a need to talk about it. And guess what? I talked about it at first because there was a need to counterbalance the rhetoric that men had for black women online. Nobody was saying anything other than, black women trying to defend themselves, but women couldn't say anything. Women can't say anything to guys in the manosphere, period, white or black, because the guys are going to be like, oh, shut up and feminize yourself, right? You unfeminine, ungrateful garden tool, right? So I was like, this is crazy. So I came out firing, dude. I was like, yo, y'all niggas are lost. Y'all niggas are crazy. Y'all niggas tried to kill me. I'm not going to try and act like, I'm not going to let y'all sit here and just go crazy, right? I was like, yo, y'all crazy. So I went the complete opposite side of the spectrum because we had to have that. There needed to be fire to meet some of these guys. Yo, some of these conversations, and y'all were here, y'all are OGs, y'all heard a lot of conversations in the manosphere, but man, we heard about referencing black women needing to be back in chains for slavery. I've heard the need to start exterminating and killing black women, and these are on big manosphere channels. I'm talking about channels with 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's something going on, there's something wrong here. So the tides are finally changing now. Guys are starting to get on the manosphere now. Man, Fresh and Fit are getting destroyed by I Been Preach. I Been Preach is on the manosphere. They're trying to clean up their act, and they're trying to become a little bit more politically correct now. Because what's happened is, and one of the big OG manosphere guys, his name's Anthony Dream Johnson. He's creator of the 21 Studios. I'll show you his. I'll let y'all in on a secret, okay? I think I can tell y'all this right now. 21 Studios is actually the people that gave me a copyright strike. If you were here a long time ago, this man right here, I made a video on, Coach Greg Adams. I talked about the pedophilic nature of the manosphere, them talking about always going after 18-year-old college girls and always going after the junior college girls and always needing to go after the youngest women possible because, of course, women in the wall and this and that. And I said, these guys are pedophiles walking around and they're just weirdos. So these guys, 21 Studios, gave me a copyright strike. This man right here that you see gave me a copyright strike because of the thumbnail that I used. Okay, so if you do not know this, here's a big hint for all of you content creators out there. If you use a thumbnail picture of somebody else, and that thumbnail picture was taken or is on their Facebook page or is on their page of business, they can give you a thumbnail copyright strike. So if you're using a picture of Kevin Scamuels and he does not want you to use his picture and he is able to prove on his Facebook that he uploaded that picture a while ago, he can give you a copyright strike. If you get 3 copyright strikes on your YouTube channel is deleted. That is what the Manosphere was trying to do to me, both this gentleman here, Anthony Dream Johnson on the right-hand side, as well as Coach Greg Adams, the black gentleman walking through here, the subject matter of which I spoke on that day. Anywho, these are the same people that had a big issue with Donovan Sharp, right? And we talked about that. We've shown 21 Studios and Donovan Sharp, and they blew Donovan Sharp's wife information out there. They doxed her. That's his wife. And the entire manosphere just kind of turned on themselves, yada, yada, yada. Yo, I don't even know what I was talking about. Was I talking about something particularly important here? Hold on one second. Let me just rewind this and figure out why I was talking about 21 Studios for a second. I came to their page for something. That's Minister Jap's thing. Anyways, if you know why I'm talking about them, then I guess thank you for finishing that point for me. I have no idea why I'm talking about them. I don't like them very much. Oh yeah, that's why I'm talking about them. So yeah, I set out to change the manosphere. I set out that to be the path blazer, to start speaking against primarily black manosphere channels. And I think in doing that, it had an effect on the white and the black manosphere, right? And I think that a lot of people saw. And just to give you context on, how much of an effect, honestly, I had, I'll just give you some numbers here, right? Because I think numbers tell a lot. this is Jap's channel, and this is obviously this is nothing crazy, but Jap's channel's got 45,000 subscribers, 4.2 million views, which is a great amount of views, right? I think I'm nearing maybe 700,000 or nearing 1 million, right? And I've got 5,000 subscribers, right? So I'm nearing 700,000, nearing 1 million. So I'm nearly a quarter of the way of the views, right? But I'm only at 5,000 subscribers. So I think a lot of people saw this channel, they saw the content, and they saw a lot of what we were saying here, and it was shocking at first. A lot of people saw, and it planted some seeds. We did it for about a year. We had a lot of guys come on. It was entertaining. It was this, it was that. But we got the message across. And now the mainstream, the big YouTubers have started to pick it up. Now that the big YouTubers have started to pick it up, they're going to start to put pressure on the Manosphere. Now that there's pressure on the Manosphere, we can at least start to take the reins off of that particular section of our conquest. There's people going after the Manosphere right now. And that, chef's kiss. That is that's music to my ears. I'm glad to see the exposure for these fakes and these frauds, these egg-headed, weird-ass people. And there's nothing wrong with having an egghead. That's cool. Nothing wrong with having an egghead at all. It's only when you're a weird-ass person and you have an egghead. That makes it like 1,000,000 times worse, all right? So don't be an egghead and a weird-ass person, all right? Whereas Crip Mac said, don't commit the S word, suicide. Hey, I want to show you a video really quickly. For your entertainment. We are keeping things a little bit lighter, all right? Now, I want to say something. This is going to be a severe language warning, all right? We are keeping things lighter, but there's a good message here, okay? So, some of y'all aren't going to understand this at all. You're not going to like that I'm playing this. It's okay. Trust me.
The English right here. Yeah, I'm watching these streets also, and these weird ass niggas in these cars, nigga. This shit ain't a game. I like to let motherfuckers know around the world it get real tricky, it get real Mickey, it get real dangerous. My goddamn, he came to 55th Street to do an interview. God, great man on hood. But I'll fuck your wife.
Okay.
If Custer.
All right. Well, I forgot. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. Language warning. That's the message from Crip Mac. He did have another message. Give me 1 second. Let's just listen to a little bit more of this. He had another message. I know. Language warning. Forgive me, y'all. Crip Mac is he means well, I feel.
Stay in school, do sports, get back fight. The community at the county say your hardest, you fight successful. 55th Street.
He's a beautiful person. He's a beautiful person. He's always helping me. He comes by to see if I need anything, Cause see, I'm disabled. A lot of times he come by and I don't have the money to get the parts I need for my weed eaters and lawnmowers, cause somebody stole my lawnmower. Come by and got me a weed eater, And I appreciate him. I really do. And he's a very good person. He's a benefit to the neighborhood, but he's very intelligent, and he has ideas, he's a business-minded man.
What are some of the ideas he has that you like?
The value of life itself. Your liberty ends where the next man's liberty began. And I've cried many days right here, because I lost a lot of homies, a lot of loved ones. I'm 5'5" neighborhood Crip, and I have no enemies. But you can make me your enemy if you do something to me. Our neighbors, they don't have to accept us, but we have to accept them. But when I see them, I know life has got him. I know God got him.
Just because a nigga a gangbanger, see, that's where they get shit fucked up. Niggas got problem with the media enemies through the gang shit. But them people downtown, the people that's homeless, that don't gangbang and the babies and innocent people, they don't got shit to do with these politics we do out here, kid. Ma'am, would you like some pizza? God said you need pizza. God bless you. And remember, never commit suicide. Everything gonna see all right. On wood. Nobody is better than anybody out here. We are all equal as people. Hey, sir, tacos over there.
I know we can joke, and I know. I've just really been having, and I know he's obviously hilarious, right? Crip Mac is crazy. This dude's crazy. He admits that he's crazy, right? He's not acting. He's legit crazy, right? He says he's crazy. He's crazy. But Crip Mac is the only person I saw out there, or that I see, or that's out there every Friday on Skid Road feeding homeless people, We've talked about, when is lying a bad thing, right? If a woman calls the cops on a guy because she thinks he's going to hit him and she says that he hit me and he didn't, and the cops come out there and they say, "Oh, did you hit her?" And she's like, "Well, no, not really, but I think he will," right? And they're like, "Well, if he didn't hit you, man, we can't do anything." And then the cops leave and then he kills her, right? Was the lie bad? Well, I don't know. It's an arguable question, right? Well, technically, maybe she would. Some would say maybe she'd be alive if she didn't call the cops, and lie on the man, right? That's what a lot of guys would say. That's what the Manosphere essentially would say, right? Some would say no, she wouldn't be alive because if he was crazy enough to kill her based off of something like that, he would have killed her. It was just a matter of time, right? The bigger point is that the lie is essentially needed to be seen as a truth, right? Sometimes the lie is a truth. It's a hard concept, and you really have to wrestle with that. And when you start to look at live situations, when you start to really understand situational nuance, it starts to enlighten you a little bit and really, right? Things change a little bit. That's what you're going to start seeing in these conversations, the you can't handle the truth conversations. That's what you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing and hearing stories of where it's just like, wow, okay, it's a little different. Once again, Crip Mac is the only person that's out there every Friday feeding the homeless. He's got tattoos all over his head, right? Where are the people without tattoos, though? What's your point? What's your point, Truth? What are you trying to say? Just keep an open mind. Just keep an open mind going forward. Keep an open mind. Judge people as they present themselves, absolutely. Judge people as they present themselves. But don't let yourself become a person that only judges people based off of what you think or perceive that image to be. You'll mess yourself up sometimes. You might miss a blessing. You might miss a slice of pizza. You never know. The goal of this is to help you grow. The goal of this is to help you become a better person. The goal of this is to give you light at the end of the tunnel. The goal of this is to help you understand that there is a way out. The goal of this is to get you to realize that life is good, right? 1,000%, but you got to get there yourself. That goal is there. The destination is there, but you got to get there yourself. What's the best way to get there? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out with you. But I think, based off of my life, it's changing some things around. And so I'm going to do that for you as well. All right? I'm going to do that for you as well. All right? Just stick with me. Just give me a chance. Give me a chance. 156 people watching right now. Like the video. Give it a thumbs up. Rose says, I would call the cops. Rose, that's absolutely your prerogative. 1,000%. Nothing wrong with calling the cops. If you need to, call the police. Hey, if something feels off, call the police. Not to mention, it's Christmas season. If you got time, walk into the gun shop tomorrow. Get yourself a Christmas gift. Invest in your Second Amendment right, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you have the right to do so. Start investing in that. Start buying some firearms. Start go ahead and taking your security seriously. Look at some bear spray, pepper spray, taser, something on Amazon, a baton. Right? The gender war. The gender war. Winter is here. Isn't it winter? Is it winter already? It's December 22nd. It's quite literally winter. It's the dead of winter. It's December 22nd, and all through the night, not a snowflake was falling, not a snowflake in sight. Is it winter? How are y'all feeling, ladies? Has it gotten cold? Has it gotten so unbearingly cold yet that you have lost your entire standard of morals and beliefs as far as what you believe a man should be, that you're willing to just crawl back and worship or kiss the ground that he walks on? Is it that for you right now? Let me know if winter has come for you, because it is cold outside for some of you watching around the country. Gentlemen, has winter come for you? Are you enjoying summer right now? Are you in winter as well? Let me know. How's the gender war faring for you? Obviously, for most of y'all, since most of y'all are ladies watching me, the gender war doesn't exist as much in your personal life as it does on YouTube, right? That's another point of this message. Obviously, a lot of you watching me got hit on today. You had a guy try to DM you today. Some of you had a guy DM you or text message you 30 seconds ago. Some of y'all just had a guy DM you and text message you right now while you're listening to this, whether on replay or live, right? Start to separate online and offline, ladies and gentlemen. It's not healthy. Right? Start to separate that out a bit. Hey, listen, I'm not going to be on for too long. I'm going to go ahead and head off. Listen, I love you all. It's 11:15 right now. I need to watch my Matrix recaps and kind of wind down from that. It was a good day today. I'll be back tomorrow, and then probably the next day, and then probably the next day. I'll be traveling actually just on Christmas Day, so I'll be back the next 3 days. And uploads and things like that as well. I have a new idea, and I wasn't sure about this, but as I kind of leave, I want to leave y'all with this. I have a lot of music, and NFTs are a really big thing right now, right? NFTs. And so I'm thinking about releasing some music as an NFT. If you are serious, or if you like want to listen to my musical catalog, or maybe you just want to like check it out, or if you want to buy my music specifically, I have probably about 30 or 40 songs, right? And it's songs that I recorded when I was homeless. It's songs that I recorded when I was depressed. It's songs that say a lot, you know. And so it's really revealing songs. You know, it's songs that, you know, I was in different mental states in. And I don't mean naturally. I mean different synthetic mental states, right? Like supplemented mental states, right? And I made music in different elements and, you know, in a lot of different points in life. And so the person I am now is definitely not reflected in the music that I have, but I think it's very interesting music and it's fascinating. And so if you're a fan of me, or you're just a fan of the show, or if you just feel like that's something that you want to take a dive into, send me an email, thehonesttruthyt@gmail.com. I'm kind of mixing all the songs right now and packaging them. I might do 3 albums that I will release as separate NFTs, or I might just sell every song as an NFT. But if you want to have a piece of my music as your own personal collection, a song that nobody else has, because 98% of the songs I have, I never put on the internet. I never uploaded at all. You know, because I just never believed in myself as a rapper, as an artist, or anything like that much, you know. And they're not all rap songs. They're, I don't know. I can't even describe all my music to you, you know? It's a lot of just interesting stuff. So send me an email, thehonesttruthyt@gmail.com, if you want to hear like a demo, and if you want to own some exclusive songs of mine that nobody else will have or own for yourself, then we can do that, right? Trying to get in on the new wave. Hey, there you go. Listen, I'm just like y'all, Manosphere. I'm teaching you how to do crypto. NFTs, look at that. I'm in the Manosphere now. Become a better man. Release your music as an NFT. There you go. You heard it here first on The Honest Truth. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you guys. All right? There you go. I know a lot of y'all rap too, okay? I'm working with a rapper right now, actually. I'm engineering for a cat. He's good. He's talented. He's good. He's good. I'll say that. He's good. Hey, let's not act like rap didn't start as a political movement. Where it turned to, I don't know. It went from, watch out for the man because he's trying to take you. Something. Don't let him break you to, I'm going to go ride down the street, kill me a nigga, then go get his, then I'm going to go ahead and smash his chick. Then I'm going to go ahead and kill his dog. So I don't know. Started good, though. Started good. Anyways, that's enough for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out. I love you. And I know that y'all, was somebody else donated? I'm sorry. So sorry. Tony, thank you so much, Tony. Tony says, good point, Truth. Tony, oh, God. Did I exit the damn? Oh, okay, cool. It's still here. Thank you, Tony. Tony says, good point, Truth. Appearances are often deceiving. They definitely can be. I've known a couple wealthy people. Most of them look wealthy, but one of them didn't. He kind of looked wealthy. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure there's some wealthy people out there that don't look wealthy. Anyways, I'm out, y'all. I'm out. I love you all. Thank you for the super chatters. Thank you for the members. TheHonestTruthYT@gmail.com. Merry Christmas. Keep your spirits up. Keep yourself encouraged. Go buy a gun, please. Go buy something. Please. Good night.